Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a really fascinating topic from the morning letter written barefoot. It's all about the shocking rise in diabetes and a surprisingly simple, natural approach it suggests might be the answer: barefoot walking.
So let's start with just how big this problem is. Diabetes is, well, it's a silent threat to all of us. I mean, get this. The International Diabetes Federation says 540 million people around the world are living with it. That's literally 1 out of every 10 people. And these aren't just statistics. We're talking about a massive global crisis that affects real families and communities everywhere.
And it's not slowing down. In fact, it's speeding up like crazy. Just look at these numbers. Between 2019 and 2023, that's only 4 years, the number of patients shot up by almost 29%. A jump like that really makes you think, hey, whatever we're doing right now, it's just not cutting it.
So why is this such a huge deal? Well, the scary part about diabetes isn't just the high blood sugar itself. It's what happens next, this chain reaction of really devastating complications. You see, that high sugar silently wrecks the tiny blood vessels all over your body. And that can lead to some truly serious problems. We're talking blindness, kidney failure, even deadly heart attacks and strokes. This is exactly why we need to find a solution that gets to the very root of the problem, and fast.
And that's where we hit a bit of a wall. Modern medicine is incredible, but even it admits we don't really know the fundamental cause, especially for type 2. For type 1, okay, it's the body's own immune system attacking the pancreas. But for type 2, yeah, it's about insulin resistance and lifestyle, but the exact reason why it starts, it's still a mystery. So what happens? We end up just managing the symptoms, not actually fixing the core issue.
Okay, but what if the real root cause is something way more basic, something we've totally overlooked in our modern world? Well, the morning letter puts forward this really interesting idea it calls electron deficiency. The theory is pretty simple. Our bodies are starved of the Earth's natural free electrons. And why? Because the rubber soles on our shoes are constantly cutting us off, insulating us from the ground.
And this picture, it shows the idea perfectly. On the left, you've got the disconnected person. Shoes are blocking that natural energy flow. But on the right, the connected person, barefoot contact brings it right back. So the argument here is that our shoes have basically unplugged us from this super important power source, and that could be causing all sorts of problems in our bodies.
So how does plugging back in actually help with diabetes? Well, according to this theory, it tackles each type a little differently. For type 1, the thinking is that electrons from the Earth calm down that haywire immune system. And for type 2, it's about giving insulin the energy boost it needs to do its job right. So the bottom line is, barefoot walking is proposed as a way to get to the root cause of both types.
Okay, let's break it down for type 1. Think of the Earth's energy as hitting a reset button on the immune system. First, your body takes in this natural energy. Then, that energy helps the immune system to chill out and get back to normal, so it stops attacking the pancreas. When that happens, the insulin-producing beta cells can start to heal and regenerate, and hopefully the body can start making its own insulin again.
All right, now for type 2. This is such a great way to think about it. Imagine insulin is a key, and each of your cells has a locked door. With type 2, that key is just too weak to open the lock. But the electrons from the ground, they're like a power boost for that key. They give it the juice it needs to finally turn in the lock. Open the door and let all that glucose in.
And people are seeing some incredible results. I mean, the evidence is pretty compelling. You have these individual stories, like a type 1 patient whose pancreas function went from 33% to 83% in just 50 days of barefoot walking. So much so, they got off their insulin pump. And it's not just stories. A study broadcast on KBS, which is a big deal in Korea, found that every single type 2 participant in a month-long project saw a major, officially confirmed drop in their blood sugar levels.
And it goes beyond just studies. You have tons of people sharing their own experiences. Just listen to this. My fasting blood sugar, which was over 500, returned to below 100 in 2 months of daily barefoot walking. Wow! I mean, from over 500 to under 100? That's a huge turnaround. These are the kinds of life-changing stories people are crediting to this one simple habit.
So here's a really powerful way to think about all this. Your body is like a battery. Diabetes, that's the low-power warning light flashing. And barefoot walking, well, that's how you plug in and recharge. It's this idea that we've just forgotten how to use the natural charging station that's been right here under our feet the whole time.
Okay, so after hearing all that, you're probably thinking, all right, I'm interested, but how do I actually start? So let's get into the practical stuff, how you can start walking barefoot safely and get the most out of it.
So here's what you need to know to get on the path to wellness.
First things first, safety. You want to pick safe surfaces, right? Think dirt paths, sand, maybe some nice grass. And of course, always watch where you're stepping. It's also a good idea to chat with your doctor about a tetanus shot, just to be on the safe side. Now, this next part is absolutely crucial. Consistency is everything. Seriously, the real healing benefits come from doing this every single day. And one more really important tip, especially for the dry season, after you walk, make sure you wash your feet really well, and then slather on a good moisturizing cream. This will keep your heels from cracking, which is no fun for anyone.
So what's the most important takeaway here is that this powerful path to healing costs absolutely nothing, and it's available to every single one of us right now. Your journey really can start with just one simple step. So why not give it a try? Take off your shoes and just connect with the earth today.
Then hey, if you want to dive deeper, you're not alone. There's a huge community of people doing this. We definitely recommend you check out the National Barefoot Walking Movement headquarters on Naver Cafe. It's a fantastic place to share your experiences, get your questions answered, and just find tons of support and great information.
And finally, if you found this explainer helpful, and if it gave you something new to think about, we'd really appreciate it if you'd show your support. You know the drill. Subscribe, give it a like, and hit that notification bell. It really helps us keep bringing you fresh perspectives like this one. Thanks for tuning in.